All right. First and foremost, I want to start off by saying and giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Kakwadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles of GMS that rule of well, and peace, blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect. And Lord's will, we stand fast and we stay in the spirit through Yahushua until his coming. And this is for Joachim and Aquaf tuning in, and Israelite foreigners that are scattered across the four corners. Now, Edward Bernays, as you see the title, The Manipulation of the American Mind and the Birth of Public Relations. You got to remember, majority of what and how people think have been a provocative thought that was, brought to you by Esau, the wicked. Because it seems like everything that, anything that you can even think about is like it's a world for it. Like I said, I don't have to really expound on that. If anything a woman wants to, do, she can find a place for it. And if anything a man wants to do, he can find a world for it. If you want to be a swinger, if you're into bestiality, if you're into little children, you get what I'm saying. It's a world for all these things out here. So you have, the propaganda and, things that have come about, and the forwarding of the New World Order, and a corporation of the America, Babylon the Great, which have inspired and blinded the minds of the four corners. And this is what Esau pushes, a corporate system. And thus you see why everybody, East Indians, Arabs, so-called Arabs, they lay off their attire, and they also put on the American suit. When you look at a suit, you roughly see a so-called white man. So it says, the most instant man in the world, reach out and touch someone, finger licking good. Such advertising slogans have become fixtures of American culture. And each year, millions now tune into the Super Bowl as much for the ads as for the football. So remember, ads and constant pushing of agendas, ideas, nasty thoughts, wickedness. Even the term of breakfast was created. And you go into the word, it means break fast. And you roughly, break your fast with fruit or something light. But the American diet showed you McDonald's, Popeyes, KFC, Chick-fil-A. You get what I'm saying? Wendy's, or a big fat fucking meal. And if you send your kids to school, they feed them the most horrible breakfast in the world: honey buns, PB&J sandwiches. I used to deliver to the schools, so produce, etc., to the schools. So, and I also I worked the not produce, but the hell you call it, the Cisco type truck. So, I've seen what they deliver, and they don't care. It's all about this corporate system, which is all about destruction. While no single person can claim exclusive credit for the ascendancy of advertising in American life, no one deserves credit more than a man most of us have never heard of, Edward Bernays. And I'm not going to try to read everything, but I just want to really bring the point. I first encountered Bernays through an article I was writing on propaganda, and it quickly became clear that he was one of the 20th century's foremost salesmen of ideas. The fact that 20 years have elapsed since his death provides a fitting opportunity to re-examine his legacy. Let me see. Bernays came by his beliefs honestly. Born in Austria in 1891, the year Sigmund Freud published one of his earliest papers. Bernays was also Freud. Let me get to the point. Um, the year after his birth, Bernays' family moved to New York, and Bernays later graduated from Cornell with a degree in agriculture. But instead of farming, he chose a career in journalism, eventually helping the Woodrow Wilson administrator promote the idea that U.S. efforts in World War One were intended to bring democracy to Europe. So it says, having seen how effective propaganda could be during war, Bernays wondered whether it might prove equally useful during peacetime. Yet propaganda had acquired a somewhat pejorative connotation, which would be further magnified during World War II. So Bernays promoted the term public relations. Um, I'm, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have you can pause it and read it. Let me see. I'm gonna go through this. Let me see. So Bernays acquired an impressive list of clients ranging from manufacturers such as General Electric, Procter and Gamble, and the American Tobacco Company, to media outlets like CBS, and even politicians such as Calvin Coolidge. To counteract President Coolidge's stiff image, Bernays organized pancake breakfasts and White House concerts with Al Johnson and other Broadway performers with Bernays' help. Coolidge won the 1924 election. Um, he promoted Lucky Strikes by convincing women that the forest green hue of the cigarette pack was among the most fashionable of colors. The success of this effort was manifested in innumerable window displays and fashion shows. Bernays used the same techniques on children to convince kids that bathing could be fun. He sponsored soap sculpture competitions and floating contests. So you get what I'm saying? Salaki, my bad. You see what what's going on here. So off of that, you get the point. Esau deals with the coercion of the mind, and this is why you can read Colossians 2:8. Philosophy. Let me just get it. I'm done with this. Colossians 2:8. Let me see what it says. Colossians 2:8. This is a GNT. See to it then that no one enslaves you by means of the worthless deceit of wisdom, human wisdom, which comes from the teachers handed down by human beings and from the ruling spirits of the universe, and not from Yahweh Shah. Let me get that in the NLT. Because again, this is a very deceptive world. So this is an NLT. Don't let anyone capture you with empty philosophies and high-sounding nonsense that come from human thinking and from the spiritual powers of this world rather than from Yahweh Shah. And this gospel, this message is for you, to you so-called Negro, Latino, Hispanic, Native Americans, which are the of the house of Israel. Now, off of this, and remember, in this world that we live in the forward of going into it, you're going to have a lot of people that's going to, especially the times that we're coming in, things are getting harder, oppression, more poverty, and Esau's really tightened down the squeeze. So it says, believe, Salaki, 1 John 4:1. Beloved, believe not every spirit, because you're going to have a lot of people that's going to come off as if they're spiritual or as if they're somebody. You know what I'm saying? Anton Daniels, etc. But try the spirits whether they are of Yahweh, because many false prophets are gone out into the world. And You have a lot of people that are, um, you know, scamming, trying to get over lordship over people. The big thing now is that pyramid scheme. Patreon, etc. You basically paying somebody to, um, what's that word? Sport their life, and then he hovers over you because you look at him as lordship, and you're poor, and you giving him your money, you know. And this is unfortunately, it happens a lot. So that's why you really have to try these people. Well, again, this gospel goes for you Jakes, so-called Negro, Latino, and Spanish Native Americans. Let me see. Proverbs 6 and 16. These 16 do the Lord hate, yet 7 are an abomination to him: a proud lip, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood. And everything that Esau does and promotes is proud. They lie to you at every high rates, and everything is corrupt. They're always constantly promoting drugs, guns, violence, adultery, whoredom, etc. And in the meantime, they try to tell you need to be righteous, or you need to obey and make sure you do the right thing and be a good boy. A heart that defies divisive, wicked imaginations, because the leaders of this world, this empire, is very corrupt, and they're ruled by the left hand, on the left hand side. Feet that be swift and run into mischief, a false witness that speak of lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren. And also due to that propaganda, that's the big reason why Jake, you so-called Negro, Latino, Hispanic, this another reason why y'all hate each other. Because I watch too much goddamn TV. So 2 Timothy 3 and 13, but evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse. And this is what you're seeing. A lot of corrupt men, which are seducing more and more the evil, But again, this is why it's important, how you say not glance, but read the law and understand what's good and what's pleasing to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And ultimately, through understanding the law, statutes, commandments, you're trying to rehearse them to the best of your ability, and ultimately, through this grace, you're not using your liberty in cloak of righteousness and wickedness. And again, a lot of people that know that they're Israelites are seducers, and they're deceiving, and also they're being deceived. A lot of these jakes, that men that know that they're Israelites, they're out there, they're taking the bag from their daddy Esau. So Titus chapter 1 and 15. Unto the pure all things are pure, but unto them that are defiled and unbelieving is nothing pure, but even their mind and conscience is defiled. So you have to embrace and make sure you are praying for protection, by the holy angels of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Because again, man, times is getting harder. I'll be talking to certain Jakes, and Jake, it's funny because dude I know in the world, he was telling me about his family and his people that he know, and people are telling him, man, what the fuck is the meaning of life? They're saying, what's the point of keep living? Why would the Lord do this if there's a power? Why would the Lord do this? And I think he came back and said, and it really made me like, oh yeah, things about to get crazy. And it's the spirit, because we've been speaking about this. You Christians failed our people. And what's happening is a lot of our people are becoming non-believers. So what you think is about to happen? They're about to become basically men that's going to be led by their carnal mind, and they're not going to spare none. They profess that they know Yahweh Shah, but in works that they deny him, being abominable. And this whole American empire, which is a corporation, they led with that they're a Christian nation. But when you go into the Bible and when you look at the actions of the so-called white man and his hand-me-down men, they're all corrupt and disobedient and to every good work reprobate, So instead of them doing what's right, they do the complete opposite. 2 Corinthians chapter 11, for such are false prophets, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of Yahweh Shah. And, again, this being a Christian nation, and, they have deceived the mass majority of the people here in America, even 2/3 of Israel, and also the people outside of this country. So it's saying, no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. So here it is. America tries so hard to make it seem like, this is a Christian nation. But the whole time they push demonic wickedness, man. And the thing about it, they tell you should not murder, steal, all sorts of things, but they push it. They constantly push it. They come out, and the presidents, the governments, your lower level mayors, etc. This whole, all the leaders of this nation comes out as if they're doing right. That this is a godly nation. They're doing this for God, and they're doing this for Christ and Jesus, and they put their hands on the Bible to swear, but they do the complete opposite. And the thing about it, in dark, they do a lot of wickedness, but they come out in the broad daylight as if they're, workers of the Lord. But they're Satanists, man, on the left hand side. 1 Corinthians 6:19, 6 and 9. Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahweh? Be not deceived, neither fornicators nor idolaters. And this is through, like Edward Bernays. All these people have, come to the forefront. They promote these niggas. They promote fornicators, idolaters, adulterers, moles, abuse of themselves with mankind. All types of, wickedness, man. They push thievery, covetous, drunkards, revilers, witches, extortioners. And it says, they shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahweh Shah. And, it's one of my favorite scriptures, because it says, such were some of you, but ye are washed, but ye are sanctified. But ye are justified in the name of the Lord, Hamashiach Yahweh Shah, and by the spirit of our power. So through Yahweh Shah, we, have been washed clean through his blood, him being that sacrificial lamb. Revelation 12 and 9, where I'm going to start at, because this is the ultimate a future prophecy. This is what's going to happen to the so-called white man. Michael and the angels is going to fight against this the so-called white man and bring him down. And I'll start at verse 9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil, and Satan, which deceived the whole world. You see that? And that's what the so-called white man has done. He has deceived the whole world in the name of Christianity and democracy. But the whole time he's teaching a corporation which is in slavery and debt. He was cast out into the earth, and his angel was cast out with him. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation. Salvation to who? The elect, the Israelites. And strength, because they are going to be the only one that's going to be able to overcome. In the kingdom of our power, and the power of Yahweh Shah, for the accuser of our brethren, which is Esau, is cast down, because through the coercion of the manipulation of the minds and fucking up our mental, Esau, comes with this propaganda, which accused them before our power day and night. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, which is Yahweh Shah, and by the word of their testimony, and they love not their lives unto death. You see that? So we don't fucking love this place here. Last one. 2 Corinthians 4:4, in whom the power of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not. 2/3, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Yahweh Shah, who is the image of Yahweh, shall shine unto them. So through Yahweh Shah in the elect, like the scripture says, he has preserved 7,000 men that shall not bow down to Baal. Through Yahweh Shah, the elect will not fold into the upcoming events that's going to come. Lord's will, he was edified. Shalom.